You are not the voice in your head. How can you be the voice in your head? Who's aware of the voice in the head? If you're the voice in the head, then what's aware of the voice in the head? Whatever is aware of the voice in the head must be beyond that. The fact that you're aware of the voice in your head is proof that you are not the voice in your head. And this is really one of the first awakenings or openings, realizations that we have. That we have a voice in our head. That we have a voice in our mind. That there's this narration that just goes on and on and on. It's always there. But a lot of us think that that's us. That that's us talking. That that's the real me. It's not the real you. It can't be the real you. Because what is aware of it? That which is aware of it is the real you. The awareness. Pure awareness. Aware of the voice in your head. The voice in your head comes and goes. It's not too chatty in deep sleep. It's not chatty at all, actually, in deep sleep. Right? And the awareness that you are is aware that there's no narration happening in deep sleep. And then in the waking state, kind of, it's nice and peaceful in the morning. And then as the morning starts to kind of get going, right? It's like, uh-oh, he's back again, right? He's back again. The noisy mind, it's back again, right? So, and that is seen as activity. You're aware of the narration, the stream of thoughts. There's an awareness that's aware of those, of that thought activity. That's just a constant stream. It does come and go, but for a lot of us, it's so overactive that it has the sense that it's always there and there's no gaps in between the thoughts. So it's just this constant stream of thoughts that then we say that's me thinking. That's just thought activity. The real you is the awareness, which is invisible, infinite, always here and always now. That's aware of that stream of thought. That's aware of the stream of thinking. That's able to perceive it as activity of the mind. That's why you're aware. Oh, my mind is less active now. Perhaps you meditate. My mind is less active when I meditate. Or after I meditate, seems like my mind is more calm, right? More calm, less activity. And in stressful situations, perhaps you're getting worked up over a date or an interview or wedding or graduation or some sort of event. There's a lot of activity. What's aware of that? That's what you are. That awareness that's beyond the mind, that's able to be aware of the mind. So this is that first, we get kind of like this realization. I'm not that stream of thinking. I'm not the voice in my head. What is that voice in my head? And then we start again kind of waking up to it. It's always been there, but I've always been identifying myself as that voice in my head. But then we kind of have this split. We become fragmented, where we say that I'm the voice in my head, but then I'm also aware of the voice in my head. So boom, right there, we create this division, this fragmentation. So then what's the real you? Are you the voice in your head? Or are you what's aware of the voice in your head? And you see it kind of flips back and forth. Because you're saying right now, maybe, that you are the voice in your head. And then maybe later, you might say, my voice in my head. How can you be the voice if you're saying it's my voice? If you possess something or own something, right? It's my teacup. Well, I'm not the teacup. I'm the one that possesses the teacup. My voice in my head, right? And then 5 minutes later, well, I'm that too, right? You see, this creates a lot of confusion, which is good because then you start questioning it. There's some doubt. Wait, some realization, hopefully that realization, that aha moment where it's like, yeah, how can I be that if I'm that, then what's aware of that? And if that's not all the time, that comes and goes, what's aware of that coming and going? And if I'm that, then whatever's aware of that must be beyond that. So this is that initial awakening, which kind of brings up the question, who am I? What am I? There must be something more to me than this voice in my head. Am I something beyond my thoughts? Because the voice in my head, what is that? It's just thoughts, is it not? It's just thoughts, creating this mental narrative. A lot of these thoughts, this mental narrative, what do people usually say? Right? They're annoyed by the voice in their head. Their voice in their head is mean. It's disrespectful. It's rude. It's not kind. Is that really you? Is that the true you? The true you comes and goes. Do you have a sense of coming and going? Aren't you always here and now? It doesn't feel like the true you kind of steps away for a minute and comes back. Right? Or are you the awareness that's aware of the experience of the activity of the thought? The awareness that's silent. And it's the silence that's aware of the noisy mind. Are you the awareness that's the stillness that's always here and now? The stillness that's aware of the activity. It's nothing to believe. You need to find out for yourself. It needs to become your direct experience. You need to experience that. But once there's that first opening, the awareness of the thinking mind, then there's that opening. There's that kind of feeling like there's a stepping back. The thinking mind is now in front of you. It always has been. But there's now this background the stillness, the silence, the awareness, the presence that simply just is. It's simply being. And it's that's perceiving. The overactive mind, and then or maybe there's not so much of it's just overactive, right? What's aware? Even something so subtle of, sorry, I wasn't paying attention. What's aware that the attention was diverted? There must be something beyond that. And that's really the start. It's that invitation to start questioning, to want to know your true self, to want to know what you actually are, to know yourself, the real, the authentic you, the one that's timeless, the one that's beyond the body-mind, the one that's infinite, eternal, formless. That one. If you'd like to discover that true self, then I have many videos on this channel, different programs to help guide you so you can discover your true self. See you in the next one.